What's up guys, it's Skill up here with another Division video today. I wanted to have a quick chat about something that I feel really strongly about because it really matters to me, the kind of relationship that we have with Massive. As a community, I really do want that relationship to be as strong as possible, because I think that when there's a really good link between members of the community, I'm not talking about like YouTubers and streamers, I'm talking about like everyone, right? When there's a strong link between the community and between the developers, that's only a really good thing for games. And I think that there's some stuff that's been going on lately that I think I kind of want to talk about, because I think it breaks that trust, it breaks that communication loop, right? And that's in relation to like buffs, nerfs, tweaks, and fixes, okay? So basically, long story short, last week, or a few weeks back, the developers announced that Balanced was getting a change, was getting a fix, as they call it. Now, Balanced has been bugged forever, right? And I knew it was bugged forever because I saw it and I looked at it and I thought, this is definitely bugged, no question about it, because it's too strong, okay? No one believed me back then because they thought, nah, you just love nerfing everything, Skill Up, that's your deal, right? But I was like, no, this is broken, it's going to get nerfed. And sure enough, it was broken, and the developers have announced that they're going to fix it, right? Now, I don't have a problem with them fixing it. It's actually really good that they fix it because it was broken for so long. But the problem was that they didn't tell us that it was broken for the longest time. And everyone had built builds completely built around this, an M1A with Balanced. And people would grind for days and weeks trying to get a well-rolled M1A with Balanced, or an assault rifle with Balanced, because it was so strong. So the fact that that developed that Massive knew that this was not working as intended, but didn't communicate that straight away, I think is a really big problem, because it meant that everyone has now invested all that time to do that, and that's very much been time wasted if they built builds around Balanced. More recently, on the state of the game last week, the developers had this to say.
There are pretty much no nerfs in all this balancing. It's all just boosting things.
Yeah, basically, and that's the idea behind the generosity. Every problem that we currently have on the balancing, you always have two ways of rebalancing your game. Either you nerf the powerful stuff, or you buff the stuff that is not powerful enough. Unless some very details, we always went for the buffing, what's underwhelming right now.
So no drastic nerfs.
A few
tweaks here and there, maybe, but no drastic nerfs that are going to frustrate people. So
now, I in fact went on to sort of make a bit of a video around this whole, it's their philosophy that they are, they're bringing buffs, not nerfs to things, and I was like, all right, that's cool, so long as it results in a balanced game, that's really good. However, this week we've seen two things come through in the state of the game. The first was an announcement that Brutal is being tweaked. They didn't use the word nerfed, they used the word tweaked, but the fact is that Brutal is absolutely being nerfed, and the way it's changing is that it's moving from an additive to a multiplicative from a multiplicative calculation to an additive. Now, don't worry about the detail on that. I'm going to do a little bit of a video on that soon. But regardless, this is absolutely a nerf, and I don't even, I don't think it's appropriate that the developers might say, hey, no nerfs coming, and then next week this happens. And then similarly, and the bigger change is Sentry's Call, where they say, Sentry's Call is way too strong right now, and it was never intended to be working this way, so we're changing it so that, it only works with semi-automatic weapons like marksman rifles, shotguns, and pistols, not assault rifles, LMGs, or SMGs, right? Now, first of all, I agree with this change, because right now, Sentry's Call is just ludicrously overpowered, especially in PvP, where you can use this weapon in this set in this way, get 3 stacks on someone's head with an SMG straight away, and boom, they drop to the floor because they're taking an extra 52% bonus damage. So cool, I agree with this change, right? However, if this was not the intent for the set from the very start, please say so at the very start. Because, certainly a lot of the comments that I'm reading from my State of the Game summary are indicating that people are really frustrated that, that these changes go ahead without, and they're positioned as fixes, right? And they're like, well, we're fixing this because it wasn't the intent. Well, it's like, okay, cool, totally fully respect that. But if it wasn't the intent, please tell us straight away so that we don't spend 50, 60, 100 hours grinding out out the set that we want, built around the playstyle that we want, only to find that it was actually not the intention. So, you know, I really want to be really clear about how I'm offering this advice. I mean, I have full respect for Massive and full respect for their community, guys. I really do think they do fantastic work, and I've said so on many occasions. But I also do feel like, you know, I'm directly affected by these changes. I've built guides and builds for people and offered lots of advice to people around Century's Call based on its current playstyle. And I didn't know that this was not how it was intended. So that, you know, that directly affects me. But obviously it directly affects all of you as well, like people who are watching this video, because you've all invested time probably building a Century set. And if you've done that for PvP, then I think a lot of that time is probably going to be wasted now. So it really would have been nice to have heard this first. Again, totally okay with things not working as intended. But if that's the case, please let us know immediately so that we can sort of plan around that and we don't invest the time into building up those things and developing these builds built around things that are ultimately broken. So that's it. Anyway, look, that's just my 2 cents. I really hope that everyone takes that in the constructive spirit that I offer it, because ultimately, as I said, I'm really just all about trying to make this the best possible community that it can be, because I really do, as I said, love this game and I love the community of people. And I really also, as I said, respect and appreciate Massive for all of their effort. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. This is Skill Up signing off. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got lots of videos coming this weekend. I've got my video where I sort of break down the vendor stock, which is coming tomorrow when that happens, when the vendor reset happens. I've got a video on the Brutal nerf. I've got a video on the Centuries Call nerf, and some other stuff as well, which you'll see when it comes through. So stick around. If you haven't subscribed, do so already. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take good care and see you in the Dark Zone. Bye-bye.